Hello, I'm continuing to look at the Edexcel GCSE Maths Foundation Tier Paper 2 from 2020. This is question 14 and it's a question about pie charts. So we can see here that we've got a table which is giving some information about the number of goals scored by three teams. So we've got City scored 50 goals, Rovers have scored 45 and United have scored 25. And we've got to draw an accurate pie chart for this information. So the first job is actually to add up this number of goals here. So if we add them all up, we can see that we've actually got 120 goals if we add 50, 45 and 25 together. And we know that those 120 goals would be equal to or represented on the pie chart by the total angles within the circle. So in a circle we have 360 degrees. And that will allow me to work out the angle that one goal would represent. So one goal is going to be represented by 360 divided by 120. And if I work that out, we can see that one goal is actually going to be 3 degrees. So that's one goal. And then we can work out the angle for each one of these teams. So if one goal is represented by 3 degrees, then 50 goals must be represented by 3 times 50. Then I can add another column on this table so I can put the angle at the end. And so we can see that if we times it by 3, we're going to get 150 degrees for the angle for City. And again times the 45 for Rovers. 3 times 45, 135. And if we times the angle for United, that's going to give us 75. And as a check, if we added all those angles up, 150 plus 35 plus 75, which I'm going to do on the calculator. So 150 plus 135 plus 75, and we're going to get 360. But we might as well do it on the calculator since it's a calculator paper. So the fact that they add up to 360 is great news. It means we've done it correctly because they should all total 360 if we do add them up. So that's the full angles in a circle. So the next thing to do is to try and draw the pie chart. So I've got my protractor here, and what I'm going to do is get the center point of the protractor there, the sort of cross in the center there, and I'm going to line it up with the center of the circle. So I've got to bring that over first of all. And I'm going to rotate it until the 0 point, so you can see the 0 is on the outer scale there, is lined up with the line that's drawn, the first line. So I'm going to try and measure an angle of 150 degrees here. So it's important to know which scale the 0 is on, and it's on the outer one. We've got 180 on the inner one, got 0 is on the outer scale there. And so that tells me I'm reading from 0. So I've got to read all the way around on the outside scale to 150. So that is there. So I'm just going to make a mark at 150 there. So I'm going to move my protractor away now. And I'm just going to draw a straight line from the center to where that mark is there. There we go. So that's in line with the mark. And what that means is that this angle here, if I've measured it correctly, should be 150 degrees. Now I need to do the next one, and so I'm going to bring the protractor back, put it on the center like that, rotate it around, and I've got to measure from the 0 again, so the 0 is on the outer scale there, around to the angle of 135. There's 135. So reading the outer scale all the way around to, there we have 135 at that point. So I'm going to move the protractor again now, and then I'm going to draw a line again from the center to in line with that point. So that angle, the one I've just measured, should be 135 degrees. So I could actually label these anyway. I should have labelled this before. So the first one was City. So it's important to label the pie chart so we know which angle represents which. Rovers is the 135 degree angle, so this is Rovers. And if I've measured these two correctly, the final angle should be 75 there, because that was the final angle to do. That's United. What I'm going to do is just check that I've done it correctly by putting the protractor in the center again. There we go. And I'm going to rotate it. Now this time I've got the line at the top, and I can see that the 0 is on the inner scale. So I'm reading the inner scale now, and I can see I've gone a little bit out there. That's about 77 degrees, let's say there. But we are allowed a little bit of error on this, so we don't have to be exact. We can be a couple of degrees out, so that would be fine. And but I can see there's 75. We're almost there, just a bit too short. We've come up a bit short there, but that's still fine for the question. So hopefully that's enabled you to answer this if you try and answer the question yourself. So we just need to be careful working out the angles first of all, and then be careful using the protractor, making sure we're on the correct scale. So we need to decide if we're on the inside or the outside scale, which is the common mistake that people sometimes do make on this. And so I hope that's been helpful to you, and if it has, please consider subscribing to the channel and also giving the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.